Here's my theory.
Okay.
I think the 49ers, and this is all, done over no one knows about this stuff. This is all done in the background. And there was a rumor that it got out that they were talking about people, but the Niners don't want this to get out. Other teams don't want this to get out. Adam Schefter's not reporting on it.
Okay.
I think they called a team that's picking higher than 6. I can see why you would go to 6. Why would you say top 6?
Yeah.
I totally get that. I think they called a team that's picking way higher than that.
Oh, you think they're calling Tennessee?
Yes.
Or the Browns? Why would they? Okay, so let's follow your theory now. Why would they trade up to Tennessee? Who do they need? Abdul Carter, and they're trading Nick?
Possible. Abdul Carter could. I mean, he's the best player in the draft. So either him or
Cam Ward? You really think they jump for another quarterback like that?
Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's for Abdul Carter. I don't know. But I don't think it really matters who they're looking for. I think it really matters who they'd be willing to trade to get that.
Yeah. That's my okay. So that would
how would the Niners get number 1 pick?
Or maybe they're trying to trade for 2 for the Browns. You can't get Cam. You're not drafting Abdul Carter. You just signed Myles Garrett to a $500 million contract. So who can you get at 2 that you can't get at 11? Like maybe that's a pitch. But no, I like your theory. 1, but who you would have to trade Nick. Who else could you trade? Purdy?
Well, what about Purdy? I don't think Purdy's worth the number 1 pick in the draft. In fact, I don't think he's worth the first round pick. But if you traded Purdy and something, Purdy and
Ayuk,
11,
they need receivers. Well, yeah, I was assuming it would be a pick swap. I wasn't
Purdy and 11 for 1.
I would say you'd probably have to go Purdy 11.
And here's the thing: you could take Abdul Carter at number 1, and you could take a quarterback in round 2, and say, you know what, we got Mac Jones. You don't have to take a quarterback with the first pick.
You remember how we were memeing on Kyle McCord being the pick? After his Gruden camp, I actually think Kyle McCord would be a great pick for San Francisco. I actually think I like that. You draft up, you go up to get Abdul Carter, and then you hit McCord in like what, the 4th round, 5th round?
Or you could take the best quarterback available in round 2, whether it's Jackson Dart if he's there, or Tyler Shugg if he's there. I mean, that's a guy who, like, I know he's 25 years old. He's like, he's Mac Jones' age. Played under center. He's got a big arm. Cheap. I'm just saying, like, that round 2 pick is kind of an interesting spot for the 49ers if they were to trade up for number 1 and trade. Because it's like, look, I think we're like doing all the topics at once, but like, let's look at it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Let's say Brock Purdy won't settle for less than $50 million a year. He's like, look, I'm a franchise quarterback. Tua's getting 53. Trevor's getting 55. I'm not taking less than 50. The Niners say, man, you're not getting that on the open market. We can't give you more than 49 or whatever it is. And you can't have a 5. No 5 for you. Only 4. And Brock says, I need 5. Must have 5. If that's the impasse, what should the Niners do?
Here's another reasoning I don't think it would be 1. Is because also Cam Ward's been doing his whole thing where he's talking about Titans players being the best at every position. So, but like, and do you think Kyle would be sold on a quarterback like Cam Ward?
No.
He's not very accurate. He has a lot of development to do. Like, I feel like, but Abdul Carter, I definitely think could be a selling point.
Well, look, let's look at it this way. Like, okay, let's go back to the original topic. Sure, maybe they called the Titans. Maybe they called the Titans about moving up to number 1. But I don't think the Titans would trade that pick.
I don't either. I
don't think they would trade the number 1 pick. I mean, Abdul Carter is the generational prospect in this draft. So what if the Titans counter and say, no, you can't have number 1, but we will trade you our 2nd round pick for Brock Purdy.
I'd take
second round pick for Brock Purdy. And, maybe a 5th round pick on top of that. Sweeten the deal a little bit. How would you feel about trading Brock Purdy to the Titans That's the 35th pick in the draft. It's almost a first-round pick.
I actually like that, especially if, like our next topic, it kind of blends with this one. Both topics kind of blend together. If Brock Purdy, doesn't take 50, or it doesn't take less than 50, why not? I mean, let's be honest. Is there really that big of a play discrepancy between Mac Jones's Pro Bowl year and Brock Purdy's Super Bowl year? Let's just take both their best. At them at their best. Is there that big of a discrepancy between them two? No. And then you get into the conversation of you can rebuild a lot of the lines. And then again, I actually do, after watching more of Kyle McCord, I really do think he's probably would be the best quarterback for the Niners in this draft. I don't think Jackson Dart would fit. He turns the ball over too much. Kyle would drop him like a bad habit. The 40-year-old, I'm not really feeling that. He doesn't look that good either at his pro day. He was missing a lot of easy throws. Kyle McCord just seems like a Shanahan quarterback. He's a pro's pro. He wants to go to work. He wants to show up. He wants to do what he needs to do. And he's smart.
So look, this is how I would break this down. If Brock Purdy only needs a 5 in his annual average value of his contract, I would trade him. And if
I would,
if Titans want to trade a second-round pick, if the Saints want to trade a second-round pick, I think those would be the two teams that'd be interested. I don't think Pittsburgh would be interested because he can't throw in the rain. So, but those two teams, I mean, like the way I look at it is, he was the last pick in the draft. Look what you've gotten from the last pick in the draft. 2.5 years of quality starting caliber quarterback play for no money. And eventually you'll get a high second-round pick for him and let some other team pay him, because the way the NFL works, he's likely to go to Tennessee or New Orleans, get a ton of money, get cut in like 2 years, and then sign with the Niners in 2027.
Or follow me here. They called the Titans, right? They said nothing. But then they call the two teams behind the Titans that are desperate for a quarterback but still want good talent at the top end of the first round. So they asked the Browns, who are in quarterback hell right now, and you call the Giants. Two teams that can't get quarterback right. So much so the Giants signed 2 quarterbacks, and they're still probably going to draft one of this draft. You go, listen, guys, we can lend you some. We can give you Purdy in 11 and maybe a 3rd-round pick to sweeten the deal on top of it. You guys give us 2 or 3. You guys have consistency at the quarterback position. You don't have Deshaun Watson. No, you don't have Deshaun's ceiling. And then, no, you don't have – I mean, the Giants, you guys just suck. You have Eli Manning. There you go. And you just kind of pitch that way. You pitch it consistency. You pitch – don't do yourself a disservice and fumble again with a top 3 pick. Because then your job's on the line. For the Giants, you fumbled last year, didn't trade up for Jaden Daniels. What are you going to do? Stress pick Shadur? No, just take Purdy. Take some consistency. The Maras would be stoked.
Prize Picks is sponsoring the Cohn Zone this year. Prize Picks is the leader in daily fantasy and the best place to win cash while watching sports. And the best part about the app is it's really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do is pick more or less on a few players' stats. I'm a Niners guy. So when I'm doing Prize Picks, I'm looking, the last couple of years, I'm looking at Deebo Samuel, because I know Deebo Samuel better than Deebo Samuel knows Deebo Samuel. So if it's like drops, I'm taking more. Or if it's like punches thrown towards his long snapper on the sideline during the 4th quarter of a game the 49ers will go on to win, I'm smashing more because I know the 49ers and I'm a Prize Picks guy. Now, maybe they didn't have those exact plays, but they have so many plays that'll make your head spin. And you can play Prize Picks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Best part about it is the new user offer. Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. So win or lose, you'll get $50 just for playing. That sounds like a win to me. Use promo code Cohn, COHN, to claim your $50 today. Tell them Grant sent you. If the Niners were to trade Brock, if they were to say, we're not going to pay you $50 million a year, we'll let someone else pay you, we'd rather start over. Which quarterback do you think they would target in this draft? They could get McCord
McCord
later.
is who I think.
But if they were going to get someone in rounds 1 or rounds 2, I don't think McCord would go that high. Who do you think they would target? Because I have a name.
If I had to choose, I genuinely think if they were trading Purdy, they would target McCord. Like that would be their number one like guy they think. But if it's not him, I genuinely think it would be Jackson Dart.
I agree. It's
Yeah.
going to be Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart, 'cause to me, like, it could be also Sanders, but Dart's like a little bit bigger, a little bit
I think
better
yeah.
athlete. You know,
He
I
has
think they
big
would go
arm
for
too.
Dart.
I don't think they'd go for Shadur purely on the weak arm
Oh, I
propaganda.
don't think Kyle cares about that. That's actually why I think they would be interested in Shadur Sanders, because
Really?
Kyle doesn't even call deep passes. And it's not like Shadur's arm is weaker than Purdy's.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree though. I think it'd be Dart. Like if it's
I think it
not
would be Dart.
McCord, I
But the
definitely
question is,
think
where would Dart go? Could you get Dart in round 2?
I think so. If Shadur's dropping out around 1, it kind of drops Dart in
Like,
my
you could
opinion.
trade for Tennessee's second round pick, which is 35, and take the best quarterback available there. It could be Dart. It could be Sanders.
I think
You wouldn't take Milroe because he doesn't fit your system, but
I mean, I honestly think if the Niners had a quarterback draft board, at the top of it would be Kyle McCord. Like I'm genuinely serious. I think that would be their quarterback. Like I think they would view him as the best
disagree.
quarterback in
I
this
think they
draft.
like him a lot, but he just doesn't. He's not mobile at all. Like, Dart gives you a lot of that plus the
Yeah,
mobility.
I think Dart is interesting. I think it would be really like Kyle based though. Like you'd have to go to Kyle. Like, can you actually develop him? Like, can you actually turn him into something? Because you
I mean,
couldn't with
what does
Darnold.
Purdy do better than Dart? I mean, Dart's
He's more
bigger.
accurate.
He's more. I mean, I think Dart could probably do the same things that Purdy does for a lot cheaper
I
with
would
the
say
bigger arm.
I would say decision making, but we've seen Purdy's.
Yeah, that's questionable.
Yeah, we've seen Purdy's questionable. Like I agree. I think you save the money and grab Dart or
Mhm.
McCord or let Mac or
Or both.
neither or both or
Or
let Mac
both.
Jones rock in the season and just grab someone next year at a better draft class.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
theoretically, the Niners could take the best defensive lineman available in round 1, trade Purdy for a second round pick, take a quarterback there, have another second round pick, take another trench player. I mean, you could
I'll tell
completely
you
rebuild with young players.
I'll tell you right now, if Kyle McCord ends up being our quarterback for the season, like say they traded Purdy and they didn't grab a quarterback and Mac Jones was the quarterback, I genuinely wouldn't be like, oh my God, we downgraded. It'd be like, okay, cool. We're rocking with our Jimmy Purdy, Mac Jones style quarterbacks. Like it's the same thing to me. And I think Mac actually probably has a stronger arm than both of them. So I think Mac would probably be an upgrade in certain aspects.
And I think having Mac means that the Niners don't necessarily have to draft a quarterback in round 1 if they
Yep.
were to decide they don't want to pay Brock Purdy. They could trade Brock Purdy and take a quarterback in round 2 and say, you don't have to start right away.
Yep.
You can sit for a year. We like Mac Jones. Mac Jones was a first round pick.
They could do what they could do with Jackson Dart, what the Vikings did with JJ McCarthy. We'll take Mac Jones, we'll make him a project. But the difference is the Niners
Mac
have him for
Jones is
2
the Sam
years.
Darnold. JJ McCarthy
Yep.
would be the Jackson Dart or the Shadur
Yep.
Sanders or whoever.
And
Kyle
then you
McCord.
sit on it. And then
Yeah.
if say Mac Jones pops off, takes us to the NFC Championship game, you can either trade him for draft compensation or who knows, maybe Mac Jones is just really good with a good team, like he was at Bama, like he was his first year at the Patriots. Maybe he just clicks and he's like, you know what, I'm good. I want to keep him.
I
You
would
know,
do this because, to me, once you look what happened to Ayuk, right? The Niners were in the same position with Ayuk last year. It's like, you could trade him, and he's probably worth a high second round pick, maybe a late first. You trade him right now, and they're like, no, we're gonna sign him. Now they can't pay someone to take that contract off their
yeah.
hands. Stuck with him. And the same thing could happen with Brock Purdy. You give him $50+ million a year. He has another down year. He gets hurt again. He's gotten hurt 3 times. He's had surgery. Like,
Yep.
he gets hurt again. You are stuck with the worst contract in football.
It's the same reason we got rid of Jimmy. Like that's where I would heed the warning. And I think that's what the Niners are doing. Is like we're not paying because we don't want to be stuck. Like with a high-end contract on a player that's gotten hurt 3 times. Like I mean, at the end of the day, I wouldn't pay him. I would not pay Purdy. I wouldn't. Like I think I would stick
Let
to
the Saints or the Titans do that. Let them make that mistake. Because to me, sorry to cut you off real quick.
No, you're good.
What kills me about his agent, I would imagine, is he's like, well, look what Tua's making. Look what Lawrence is making. I would say as a Niners is like, yeah, the Dolphins screwed up. The Jaguars screwed up. The Cowboys screwed up. We're not going to screw up.
I
Telling us
hate
we
that
should screw up.
comparison. Or like, well, Dak makes 60 million. Okay, they jumped off a bridge. Why don't I follow them? Like, just
That was
because they make
objectively the wrong thing to do and they regret it. What are you talking about?
They make a stupid decision. Why aren't you guys doing it? It's like, yeah, I agree. Don't pay Purdy. Let him play out the rookie year. Or if he says, I'll take a 3-year, $120 million contract, sure, I'll give you that. I'll give you a Baker Mayfield deal.
Yeah. That seems fair. I mean, even it's more than I'd like, but it's essentially that Geno Smith, Sam Darnold territory. Fine. But I also like the idea more, especially if you have a quarterback like a coach like Kyle Shanahan. Dude, just get a guy on a rookie deal. Get a first-round pick.
Yeah. I think I get the Niners stressing, like, we need a franchise guy. We need a franchise guy. But, dude, just wait. Wait till you have one. Don't force it.
I think they treat quarterback like they treat offensive line. It's not really the focus of the offense.
Yeah.
The offensive line is kind of there. The quarterback is kind of just there to get the ball to the places Kyle Shanahan wants him to get the ball to. But it's all about Kyle's play design, getting playmakers some space.
Yeah.
It's not really about quarterbacks, like holding the ball a long time or being heroes. It's not about like offensive lines creating a lot of time. It's quick passes to playmakers in space. Yep. So really the MVPs are the play caller and the 5 eligible receivers. So what are you paying all that money for your quarterback to do?
Or we go the other direction, and the MVP is the running back, baby, and that's why Janty's going to be a Niner.
Right. It's the running back, it's the tight end, it's the wide receivers, and the fullback. That's why they keep bringing back Juszczyk.
Mike, it's crazy.
Those are the important players.
If we lived in 2 realities, one where Kyle goes out and trades up and some miracle he grabs Cam Ward at 1, or Kyle trades up to 6 and grabs Janty, I would say I'm more confident in the reality in which he grabs Janty, because I know for a fact he'd know what to do with Janty. Like, I know he could make that successful, whereas with Cam Ward, it'd be like, oh God, let's hope this one works out again.
It's like you really missed on Trey Lance and now you're going to go.
It's like, all right,
that's why I don't think they have the guts to make that kind of a swing, to move up to 1. Trading Purdy for a 2 would be like, look, we're keeping the first round pick. And the thing about trading Purdy for a 2, you can't do that until the second round. Like, you don't do that today. You have to wait until the Titans are on the clock in the second round and see if the quarterback that you want is there, and then you make the trade. And then you explain it to the fans afterwards.
You wouldn't be able to do it for the Titans then, because they would have Cam Ward, right? So you'd have to do it to like the Giants or the Browns then, which again, listen, guys, you guys, like, say the Browns do go the Abdul Carter route. Like, we're not going to let a blue chip D end walk away. We could do him and Myles Garrett. That would give you even more fuel. You call him in the second round, like, guys, you don't want Dart. You don't want Shadur. Just let me help you here. Take Purdy. You got some safety. And then you got your 2 quarterbacks. Like, you're set. Don't take another whiff like Deshaun Watson. And then you jump in and take Dart and grab and go.